Doesn't that feel beautiful?
Feels so refreshing.
Hi, everyone. We are here today to show you some of our favorite starter kit fundamental shamanic tools that we have been using collectively 2 decades as practicing shamans, as psychic medium and trance channeler, and an author myself, and Lady O, my wife, as
an
a
intuitive
shaman.
empath.
And in your own right, a very, very powerful healer and shaman, I must say, working alongside of you all these years.
Thank you.
We have led spiritual retreats from Egypt to India to Japan to the forests of Ireland to Sedona to the top of Mount Shasta. Well, not the top, but certainly on Mount Shasta. And what we do on our retreats, bringing not only our knowledge, but our tools. Some of the things you guys are going to see today, some people are a little bit intimidated because they think they have to go to a very, very special store. But there is a very special store called Amazon.
Yes.
Where you guys can get your shamanic tool starter kit.
And as a beginner, you could actually get everything under $50 that you need. And this list that we compiled is kind of like the true basics. This is the fundamentals of what we use every day, every week. This is kind of standard.
This is how we start off our mornings. Every morning at some point, maybe sometimes it's not the first thing we do, but maybe when we're having, our morning routine or stretching, we'll just ring the bell.
So what we're going to do is go through each item. We're going to explain to you how to use it, how it works, what it does, and we'll demonstrate a few things for you.
Yeah.
So why don't you explain the Tibetan bowl?
This is called, guys, this is a Tibetan singing bowl.
We got this bowl not on Amazon. We got it in the Himalayas, actually. However, on Amazon, you can get a duplicate of this.
Yes.
And we have the link in the description.
Because one of the great things about leading retreats is you can buy the stuff in the actual country it's made. So these are called Tibetan singing bowls. And to let you know, they're used for sound healing. Sound healing for your emotional well-being and your spiritual clarity, but also to do physical healing on the body. And if you guys have been doing your research and you know that sound healing actually does affect the cells and the vibratory frequency of the body, what we call your etheric body, meaning the energy field around you, your aura. So this is to cleanse your aura.
Yeah, so it's a vibration that goes out, and we're all made of frequencies, energy, and vibration.
Yeah.
So it's like resetting and reorganizing your auric field, your energy body. So your cells really hear it.
And
so
it's
I
important.
like when you put it up against my ear or on top of my head.
Yeah.
Can you do it again?
Sure.
So this is how you hit it.
Okay, you guys follow along. Just take a deep breath and relax your shoulders and close your eyes while you hear this sound. So it quiets your mind down pretty instantly. I've seen some of my clients have done this for their newborn babies. Not very close. They don't need to be that close. Cats respond to this beautifully.
Right.
Now, these are made of several different metals. Some of them have silver and bronze and copper, and some have gold in them. We have everything that you see here. We have links in our description, which will take you to our store, which you will see different things in different packages, which we'll go into later. So these are the Tibetan singing bowls. These are really, the practice of these has been used for at least 2,000 years in Buddhist tradition, and certainly in India with all of its different faiths and different places around the world.
And we believe that sound is considered probably one of the highest healing modalities, using sound in any capacity, from music to bowls to drumming to singing to the Tibetan bells to all of it.
Yeah. So this is great. You guys can find this. And the ones actually that are on our site are very pretty. Some of them have these beautiful geometric patterns that have been engraved into them. So it's something to look at, put on your spiritual altar, and to have near you when you just want to take a break during the day. Too much technology, too much noise from anything around you. And you take just a 30-second break and ring this, place it under your face, and you will feel the vibration relax you. So I love Tibetan singing bowls.
And it's nice to have rituals in your life and little ceremonies you give yourself, because it's a time for you to slow way down and honor the spiritual side of your life. If you're not actually leading a journey or you're not helping others in a group setting, can be excellent just for yourself to practice.
Yeah.
And a great gift too, by the way.
And shamanic tools don't mean that you are a practicing shaman, but you're doing shamanic practice on yourself. Shamans were simply the ones who help you return to holistic practices of balancing your body, mind, and spirit. And each culture around the world, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, every culture had shamans, okay? And I feel that there are different versions of this in different cultures,
Yes.
meaning there were things you smelled, there were things that you listened to, there were things that you put into tea, there were things that you touched and, like oils and put them on your skin.
Yes.
So let's go through a couple of things here. What would you like to look at next? We have such wonderful things here, all of them available.
Well, speaking about sound, let's do the bells.
Okay, so these are wonderful bells.
Yes.
That you strike by striking them together.
Yes.
And it's in this beautiful little case, as you guys can see. Look at that. I think you can see it. And there's a little zipper. Look at that. And out they come. Look at that. So they are 2 metal discs with spiritual symbols on them. And they are connected by a little leather strap or string. Okay, you ready to hear the sound? These take a little bit of practice to really do them right. So start off a little gently. So the sustain is not as long as the Tibetan singing bowl, and they're not supposed to be. So you can do this, walk around your house and do this in areas that you feel you need to move the energy. You want to brighten up the energy of your house. You're trying to bless your house. So really great for using around the house to bless the house.
Yes.
The front door, any area that you feel that you want to brighten up.
So what I do is I go through the house in each room and I actually make the sound like this to start the vibration and move around each room of the house. You could do it over your computer. You could do it over your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And this sound just creates a new vibration in that room. So
Love
it's just
that.
really amazing.
Yeah.
And they use it in temples. And I think you mentioned that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that is the bells.
Okay. Now let's see. Where should we go next?
Let's talk about frankincense.
Oh, I love to talk about frankincense.
So we have several kind of smoke, and we do offer a smokeless variety here, which is a spray, which we'll go into. But we have sage, Palo Santo, and frankincense.
So let's start with the frankincense. A lot of people are a little bit intimidated by frankincense.
They don't know how to use it. Yeah.
Exactly. First, let's talk about what is frankincense. And we have some here.
Yeah, it's over there in that little bag.
Oh, where? This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So frankincense is a resin, guys, that comes from the Boswellia tree, which has a few different varieties, maybe 3 varieties. One is called Boswellia sacra, S-A-C-R-A, like the sacral chakra. So you're not going to be able to see this.
I'll put the image.
Okay, but you can Google frankincense resin. They look like little pellets. So this is the resin that comes from the tree, and this has been used to not only burn using charcoal, but also you can take a piece of this resin and drop it into boiling water and make a tea, let it steep for about 10 minutes, and you can drink it, but it has to be food grade or pharmaceutical grade frankincense. And I want to talk about what's really important about this is that I only use food grade or pharmaceutical grade, which come from, and when you see it online, you'll know the best kind to buy. It comes from the country of Oman or Somalia, Ethiopia.
I have one from
India.
Oman in our site.
Oman has the best frankincense in the world, but there are other excellent sources that come from India and that come from Somalia, Ethiopia, and maybe a couple other countries in Africa. So what you do when you want to burn the frankincense is that you take an abalone shell. My favorite way to actually burn anything is in a shell, because you don't want to place anything in something that's so thin that if it burns, it'll crack.
So he's going to place it on a little charcoal disc. And this little disc is like a charcoal brisket that you would put on an actual barbecue grill. So it actually gets hot. It's actually,
you can buy a box of them like this.
It's going to cook it, actually. And we're going to show you how to use it.
I gotta reach over here. Okay, now. Okay. So here's what it looks like. I got it. Here's what it looks like. And you pull out this disc. There it is. Very similar to the charcoal that you use on the barbecue. And you take one of these and you place it right in the abalone shell.
And
Okay.
this one even comes with like little tongs, which is nice.
Yeah, like, tongs are important when it's hot. But right when you take it out of the package, just take that little disc. Here's your shell. Place it there. A little technique that I like to use is I like to take the resin and put it on the shell first. So there's some resin burning even under the charcoal, right? So take a little resin. I'm going to just put my fingers in there.
So I notice he only uses actually just 2 or 3. He's very, very, he's very selective. He's not putting a lot.
Yeah, so I'll take the lighter.
So are you
There's a flame, okay? And then I'll light the charcoal. And then you will see these little sparks, tiny sparks go across the charcoal tablet. And you'll hear the sound. It's really nice. It's like, and it burns across.
You can tilt it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not going to burn it just yet, but I want to show you guys the setup. So then the charcoal is lit. It's getting hot. Then you take your resin and you just pour a couple of pieces of resin onto the charcoal. Within about a minute or two, it will start to smoke, and the charcoal will turn this beautiful golden color, turning into liquid gold, basically, and it will burn. And you can, once that runs out, you can put a little bit more of the frankincense on it. Now, that smoke, you can go around a person once or twice to make a circle of protection and energy cleansing. I would suggest go around your front door, do your blessing of your house. It's really important for you as a person living in your house to own the space.
We like to use it, especially if there's like heavy emotions or purging, or there's a lot of energetic frequency, like ruffling of feathers. Imagine the ruffling of energy in a room, so it's not settled and it's not peaceful. This actually helps to go in. And the reason why we believe is this scent is very high frequency. Like it's very, it's like a little bit pungent, but on the sweet side.
Even in the Bible, they brought frankincense to the baby Jesus, didn't they?
Right.
Okay, so very interesting how it's been used all over the world. So that fragrance, not only does it have this beautiful, special, light, perfumey scent, it's cleaning different bacteria out of the air. You can Google that, guys. And
it's a purifier.
It's a purifier. Now, we don't use it every day, probably twice a week, because it's a strong energy.
Definitely use it for ceremony.
Yeah. So wonderful. Let's go on to some more.
Now, this abalone shell does come with a stand, and they vary in size. There's different kits that you can get. So the link is in the store. And would you like to show the stand? I would like to show the stand. It's very, very nice to be able to have it on display, and also just for practical purposes. This is a wooden stand. I love the artistry, the artisans that carve these things, right? These are all like handmade, put it together like that. Now, I just want to say something about the abalone shell. Instead of a bowl, you could use a very thick ceramic bowl. The reason I use abalone shell is because you have an element here of fire, balanced by the elements of water, the ocean. The abalone shell coming from the ocean represents that. Not only that, so it's a balance of yin and yang energy happening in your hands. Another reason is that this very beautiful opalescent, luminescent, or excuse me, iridescent coloring on the inside of the abalone shell. As a medium, I will tell you that when I go into getting a psychic message or into my channeling state, these are the colors. This iridescence they're like the colors of the higher realms. And if you can meditate on that as you are lighting the frankincense, now you're getting really charged up. This is where like you're charging yourself up, guys. So very, very important tool. And also they last for years and years. So it's really great. I'm going to give you this one because you love candles. You're like the queen of candles. So I could actually put 100 different candles on our site, but we're going to start with this one. This is a sage. This is a sage soy candle. It's for energy clearing. Any candle will do as long as it's natural. So we recommend soy beeswax. Yeah. Beeswax. So if you light a sage candle, and it has like some eucalyptus. Oh, wow, that smells so good. It's very cleansing. I would love a soap like that too. Can you light this one? Yeah. Let's imagine a soap that smells like that. Oh, I'm going to go search for that now and put it on our store. I know. There you go. How beautiful. So light, bringing in this energy of light, as you can imagine, fire energy, light energy, the purification that comes with it. It's also very ceremonial, and you feel very like you are in honor of whatever it is that you're about to do, like you're bringing honor. And what would you say about that?
Well, I have a technique that that you and I do that I call pushing light. So I take a candle, and this is what I call pushing light. So imagine if this bookshelf was totally dark, and I wanted to cleanse the energy from it. I just take my candle. It's almost like literally I'm pushing light into the space. So I go into any place where I feel I'm walking around the house, and I go, "Ugh, it just feels a little like the energy's stagnant." I'll go into the corners of the room, and then I'll go low, like under the sink, just to bring light. This is the frequency.
There's a magical feeling that you get when you look at a candle and smell a candle.
Guys,
and that feeling is very important.
Yeah, and guys, remember something. In all traditions, whether these are tribal traditions or Eastern religions, or they are Western Abrahamic religions, look how the commonalities. They all use candles or incense. They all use bells. In the Vatican, they're smudging with frankincense and myrrh. Right. In temples and mosques, they'll burn incense or candles. So everywhere these traditions are used, and certainly
Native Americans used to sit around the fire, and many tribes around the world.
So in tribal traditions, these are common, but they're also common in religion. So all of these things are across all the board, meaning everyone can do these things. Okay, they're not for one particular group of people.
Yeah, they're across the board.
They're across the board. You're just really respecting nature and what the gifts nature has for you. Not only physically, but spiritually. So I'm going to leave this candle burning because it looks so nice, and I hope you guys can still see that on camera.
Okay, so here's one of my favorites. So I'll never forget the time that Riz introduced me to Palo Santo. I felt, I don't know if it's coming from the Amazon. I don't know. I didn't actually look that up.
From a lot of places, but Peru is these I believe that we get, the ones are from Peru.
Oh, this is from Peru.
And
the smell of this Palo Santo, you'll never forget. It's one of a kind and unique.
Want to light it?
Yes, go ahead and light it. And it's kind of dense, so it's a little hard to light. You have to hold it, and it does burn out pretty fast.
Yeah, it's wood, guys.
So
let it burn there for a bit.
So you have to get it a little bit hot. Okay.
Oh, let me smell it.
So we always cleanse ourselves and our clients every single time we do a ceremony, or we do even the circle of light. When Riz was channeling in front of large groups, we would come around and we'd Palo Santo everybody who came in, and also on the stage. This is a great reset. It sets the mood, sets the environment, sets the atoms in the air. It's like such a cleanser.
It is. I kind of find that sage, and we're going to show you that next, is burning sage. Most people are familiar with sage. They're selling sage in grocery stores now.
Yeah.
And look, you can pick sage depending on what state you live in, pick it on the side of the road and just dry it out. So Palo Santo also coming from Brazil, of course. What I would say is that sage is like the soap or the shampoo, and Palo Santo is like the conditioner. I like to do it after, only because I like to do it after.
Because it's such a bright, slightly pungent, slightly woodsy, kind of like a combination of smells that cuts through everything. And that's what we love about it.
And then you have to do it more than once because, look, it already is finished. So then you would do it again. So that's why there's so many Palo Santo sticks in our kit.
Yes.
Because you're going to go through it a little bit. Certainly you're going to go through it more than you go through sage.
Yes.
So look at that smoke right there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. But
so definitely this is a must.
Beautiful. I'm going to put that right in the Abalone Shell. And
okay, so why don't you pick up the Selenite wand?
Wait, but what about the sage? Look at me. I almost burned my hand over your beautiful sage candle. There you go. These are a bunch of different sage wrapped in a string. So
at the end of the episode, what we're going to do is we're going to light the sage, and we are going to actually sage our environment and sage you. Yeah. So right now, he's just going to show you how it's bundled and what it looks like.
So exactly. People call this a smudge stick.
And that is considered white sage.
Yeah.
There's different types of sage.
So they'll just burn the edge of this. And this is like, 50 pieces of sage in there.
Yeah.
I think it's because people, they like that it's so thick. Personally, you know me, and you've seen me do this in the house. I'll open the string up and pull a few pieces out.
Yeah. You don't need so much.
Yeah, and
And
it burns
also, some
better.
people put flowers and different things in it, and you can also look around for those products. That's really fun.
Yeah, like in a bowl. We'll show you guys
Yeah.
how to mix dried like chamomile and rose with and lavender with this as well.
Yes.
But for now, sage is this is your must, okay? And I will tell you this, that out of everything here is very important, but this is your number one go-to.
That's your number one, and your candle is number two.
We use
Those
this.
are the number one and number two
Thank
items
you.
that you need to have.
We use this every day, and I'm going to tell you something. This is not just for people who are doing spiritual work, like with people like what we do in psychic work. This is for you guys who work at the office. This is for those of you who are, you know, working in beauty and hair and retail.
Sage your office, sage your chair, sage your computer, sage your bedroom, sage your closet. You can sage anything, your car.
So what I do is
And make sure you put it, when you want to put it out, you just run it underneath the water a little bit in the sink and just kill it really quick.
Not the whole thing.
If you put it outside, sometimes it could just keep burning and billowing smoke. So
yeah, you definitely want to put it out. You don't want to leave this just burning. This basically is so that after all day of you have been around people, you can get their junk on you, their spiritual energy that is just stagnant and sometimes a little problematic and messy, and you don't want that on you. It's like you've been slimed. Remember Ghostbusters? Guys, like, I got slimed. So you don't
especially
get,
if you're an empath.
yeah, this is a de-slimer spiritually.
I like that.
And you will use this at the end of the day. We did this over the kids when the kids would go to bed. They would go in their rooms and we would do it by the bedroom door. We would blow it in and just close the door, and they got so used to it. And they would come home sometimes and be like, I think you need to sage me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
and we're saging them from head to toe.
and it drops them into connecting with themselves. So you smell it and suddenly you come back to center. I find that we're so used to our senses of seeing and touching and tasting and hearing that our sense of smell and the power of that of fragrances is so overlooked as a way to feel better.
It's true.
Okay.
And right now we have all these scents going on, and let me tell you, it's already working.
You got to be in our little bookstore here.
So I want you to describe for people who don't want to be around smoke and don't like smokeless sage, don't want to experience smoke. So why don't you read the ingredients? This is the one we like.
Yes, I love this because this is white sage and rose water mixed together. And some people don't like smoke, like Araya said, and this is your solve. This is pure just spring water with essential oils of sage. The oil has been distilled from the sage leaf and the rose petals, and it's mixed together in a perfect blend. And you can just, you want to close your eyes? You want to look the other way?
Or
I'll do it right there.
Not on
there
me.
we go. There you go. And now you can smell it. Can you smell it? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's so good.
It smells so good.
Remember, there's different types of sage.
Ooh, yes.
There's sage that has more of a eucalyptus kind of smell. There's white sage. Doesn't matter as long as it's sage, okay?
So every single morning when we wake up, we sage our bedroom, because over the nighttime, there's a lot of release of just energy and dream time and all of your struggles that you go through subconsciously. And you want to raise the vibration in the room immediately and brighten it so your senses wake up, your eyes, you just get lit by this beautiful smell.
Yeah. And you know, this is something that when you're burning sage, you definitely should keep a window open, right? Or door open, and let also not just the fresh air come in and mix with it, but allow that smoke to blow out and take away whatever it has absorbed negativity out. With this, you don't have to do that, right? You can do. You have an apartment or it's freezing winter, wherever you are, just spray this.
And I'm going to show you at the end how to properly smudge a room. But right here, I'm going to demonstrate it, and we have a feather we're going to show you, because it's important to keep it in the abalone shell, because those little pieces of sage will stay burning and drop on the floor, burn through your couch, your bedding, your pillows, whatever, because it's fire. So you have to be careful.
Now, we also take this when we travel. We travel a lot, okay? And there's times
hotel rooms,
hotel rooms everywhere. We're on planes, and you can just get energy on you. But certainly for the hotel rooms, we will spray this
Yeah.
and it cleans and clears the energy. So we don't have to burn sage in a hotel room and set off the smoke alarms,
Right.
which you definitely don't want to do.
Right.
And we learned that the hard way about 20 years ago.
Yes, we did.
So let's talk about
Now, I would like you to talk about essential oils. Now, I know that's a whole world of essential oils and different brands and blah, blah, blah. And that's such a big conversation. We can have our own video on it. But we're not going to go into that right now. We're going to do a general, just quick overview for people, especially beginners, who would like to learn about why essential oils are important. So in this case, this is lavender. So how would you put that on? You can use it also with like almond oil if you want to use it.
There's two ways. You know, you can make your own spray. You go to the dollar store or wherever, and you can buy empty bottles like this, spray bottles, or
buy it from us.
Or you buy it from us first. That's your first stop, is you get it from us. But for whatever reason, you get it anywhere else. In your city, you might have stores that are the Japanese stores, Daiso. It's called Daiso, right?
Let's do a video on Daiso. That's awesome.
All right, we'll take you through it.
That is awesome.
All right, we're going to take you into...
Right now, we're going to stick to Amazon.
So lavender, if you have a spray bottle, you can put about 10 to 15 drops of that in a spray bottle, mix it with super clean filtered water, shake it up, and now you have a lavender spray.
Yeah.
Of course, the classic way is people put lavender on drops of it on their pillow.
Yes, that's what I do.
So that they can sleep. Of course, always important.
What does it do to the olfactory senses? What does it do to your body when you breathe in essential oils?
Well,
like,
lavender.
For instance, I could use some lavender right now.
Well, think about essential oils as nature's. I mean, it's an apothecary. It's nature's medicine cabinet, right? All of nature is a medicine cabinet, actually. But lavender is beautiful for helping you to relax, to calm your nerves. At the end of the day, lavender is perfect for you. You know, you can take a little bit of, even if you have lotion, guys, it's really simple. You squirt your lotion in your hand and put a 2 drops of that oil in it, rub it, and do this. Watch. Up your hands over like you're making a mask over your face. And go. And go. And then blow it out.
Yep.
And you are going to it's called like instant meditation. It's very good for people who have trouble meditating.
And
so
anxiety,
we will do a whole segment on essential oils, because that is a world, guys.
That's a whole world. And also crystals, which we're going to go to next. So Riz, why don't you grab the selenite?
Oh.
So this is called the psychic stone. And Riz, why don't you explain why this is kind of like your #1 stone for shamanic work?
Well, I combine this with, does have quite a bit of potentiality to help you boost your 6th sense, which we call your psychic sense, labradorite being #1 for that. But this is a master crystal, and is from the family. It's called gypsum, is the kind of the technical geological name. And selenite is found in many, many parts of the world, and many, many parts of America, actually. And this is, I call it a master crystal. These are for you guys who are really into your spiritual practices. Selenite will cleanse, activate, and balance all the other crystals around it. So you can place that on your altar.
See, it always does this. The second I put it on my third eye, it starts burning. It hurts. Not burning like hot fire, but like a buzzing. Like immediately. It's like a burning, buzzing.
So keep doing it.
But that's how much this resonates and vibrates. And everything, like your cell phone, your laptop, everything has a crystal in the center of it, a tiny little crystal, because this is the communication device. So this amplifies also everything.
Yeah, a selenite has a way of to go into it right now would be like we'd be here for an hour.
Yeah.
But I call it a great starter crystal and a great ending crystal, meaning you always got to have selenite on you. I would carry it even in the car. There's some little pieces of selenite. I'd have it in my bag when I leave for the day.
Sometimes it feels good to have it in your pocket and you just hold on to it when you're walking.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is called a selenite wand. And when you want to do a healing on someone and you get them into a nice deep meditative state, they could be laying on the floor in the living room or on the bed, and you've got the sage candle burning. You have sprayed a little of the white sage and rose fragrance in the air. You've done the bell, and now you're ready to kind of do the healing. is you take the selenite wand and you're passing it over the body. And basically, you have to use your own sensitivity, become very, very sensitive and feel like what needs cleansing, what needs balancing. Like you might go, like right now for Araya, I feel it's from the knee to the hip right now. I would just wave this crystal very slowly. Don't rush this. This is a beautiful part of ourselves as humans, that this was part of our ancestry, no matter where we are from. And, you know, a lot of people have told me over the years, well, I want to believe in crystals, but I don't know if they really do anything. And it seems to be just for fun. Well, that's because you haven't been able to drop into the sensitivity of this just yet.
Right.
It's like once you become more sensitive and you're practicing your meditations, you become more sensitive to everything around you. There were times where I didn't feel a lot from crystals. Now, there are certain stones and crystals that I cannot even hold on to for more than 10 or 15 seconds because I get goosebumps all over my arm. And then I know that it's cleansing work.
And a crystal will also call to you too. And that's a whole nother conversation. We'll do a video on crystals also. But in this case, if you would like to, when you go to the store and you look for the little packages, you can see little shamanic starter kits. And that also some have rose quartz and some have bracelets with semi-precious stones. And then you can also buy just the selenite one by itself. Okay.
Yeah, you guys take a look at that, because these are kits that we have in our store, where there's bundles of sage, some Palo Santo, and certainly what you need.
Okay, last but not least. So here, this is one of the wands. And can you do me a favor and put a little bit of sage in the abalone shell?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, they really did it good, and they got nice packaging so it doesn't get damaged.
Isn't it amazing that you can go to Amazon now, like mainstream,
and get things from around the world?
Shamanic tools are being bought on Amazon.
I love that.
Funny because it's called Amazon, which is tribal in and of itself.
I know.
and it's mainstream.
But you can find everything.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a little bit of sage there.
So what I'd like to do is now, before we end today's little teaching video on how shamanic tools work, I am going to have Riz light some sage, and I'm just going to show you how to smudge, and then I'll have Riz also smudge, and he can show you.
This is like our version of HGTV, guys. We're going to be sharing with you guys things that you can buy in our store all throughout this coming year, because we have spent 20 years in the field sifting through everything you can imagine. So much stuff that was just, you don't need, is totally fluff. And then we want to bring to you guys what you actually can use in your private life. And
that's also meaningful and that works.
And that works,
yeah,
you know?
That we rely on and use all the time.
Everything is curated that we're offering you guys. So we're going to do a bunch of videos like this. We got to come up with a name for, like, they got HSN, HGTV.
Home Shopping Network. So we're Spiritual Shopping Network, SSN.
That's Social Security number.
Oh.
We can't do that one. Okay. But if you have a good name for our shopping video, drop it in the comments. Okay.
So this is a turkey feather with a little leather strap. And I also have other really amazing feathers.
Now, the reason why it's not an owl feather,
selenite and everything on it. Like
it's not an owl feather because a lot of states, owl feathers are illegal to sell. If you find one, you find one. Or if you get it from a Native American trading post, then it's okay. And by the way, even when you get it from a Native American trading post, you're not necessarily permitted to take it across state lines, because we have a great trading post that we go to in Sedona, Arizona. By the way, check out our Sedona spiritual shaman retreats. We have 3 or 4 a year on our website, and you weren't allowed to take it out of Arizona. Okay, so here we go.
That's
so you light the edge, right? And then you got to blow it. Now it's lit. There's the smoke.
Okay. So this is how we do it.
So she's saging herself right now. And then once she's done with that, then she sages away from her for everybody else. You're still saging you. You want to sage
It's
me?
just because my
That's your-
arm is not long enough.
okay. I was like,
If I was 6'3" like you, my arm would be way over there.
So what you want when you say and I like to, when I go across a big group of people,
Yeah.
do this.
Yes.
So push it away from you. Also, when you are saging your house, guys, unless you want all your clothes to smell like sage,
Yes.
hold it away from you or above you, because as you're walking,
Yes.
the movement, the air is going to start blowing on you. So like this.
And not around your smoke detectors.
And look, you can whatever you can find beautiful blessings to say.
Now, when you're in a room,
say thank you.
Some people think they have to sage to the point where it's so smoky you can't even see.
That's not it.
Unnecessary.
Yep.
You need open ventilation, open windows, and you just do a moderate level of saging. And you also do that in an open, if you're in nature and you want to do that with a group of people, you can also do it. The most important part of this practice is to make sure it's in the abalone shell for safety. And then make sure that you put it out with water when you're finished.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two most important criteria.
And so we're sending this blessing to you guys and wishing you lots of prosperity.
So why don't you send them blessings, and that's how we will say goodbye.
Yeah. And keep practicing, and we're here to answer your questions. You have any suggestions of anything you want us to cover in terms of shamanic tools, of how they work, how to use them, what they mean, we're happy to do it. Oh, you're going to get close. Many blessings to you, my friend. Enjoy these products that we have on our store. Go check it out. And we're always happy to serve you guys and talk more. Be well.